Hey guys, welcome to Kenmore, Washington. So if you are relocating to the Seattle area and you have been exploring different neighborhoods and kind of wondering where you want to settle down, I want to feature Kenmore, Washington today because this is actually really close to where I live, but that's not why I'm telling you about it. It's at the north end of Lake Washington, and so it has really good access to both the city of Seattle and the city of Bellevue. And I have a condo that I'm selling. It's listed right now, selling it, and it's got me driving around here, filming different things in Kenmore. And so I just wanted to share some of the reasons why you may or may not want to think about living in Kenmore and kind of seeing if this neighborhood is right for you. I would say that Kenmore is definitely not right for everyone, and one of the disadvantages of it is that even though you have good access to both Seattle and Bellevue, you're not super close to either one. So if you knew that you wanted to be for sure, just commuting to one of those locations, you weren't worried about one spouse working there and one spouse working there, then maybe you would want to relocate a little bit closer to the place that you're working, or on the light rail line or something like that. But what I do like about Kenmore is that it's really great for kind of having a sense of community. I think that a lot of places that I feature and highlight, they don't really have a downtown, they don't have a chamber of commerce, they don't really have places where people go and hang out. And I think that Kenmore is not like that. In fact, we're right here, we're passing Kenmore camera right here. So my mom's a big photography buff, and she loves using her camera and taking, so here's the outside of Kenmore camera. They're featuring some different photos. I just thought that would be kind of fun to show you in the video. But she has a really nice camera. She has different lenses, and she doesn't learn as well like from reading a book about photography how to do these things. So whenever she has a question, she can just come here to Kenmore camera and they will answer it for her. So like that's just an example of kind of the hands-on personal touch that you get when you come to a place like Kenmore. They also have kind of a cool walkable downtown, sidewalks, hangout places. Like I'll take you in a minute to this place called the Hangar, and I want to show that to you right now. We're just at this apartment building here, but you can see, like, look, I'll show you this way. Look how nice that is. And we're just kind of in the back of a shopping center, but they're going a lot toward this walkable concept and going higher density. So historically, Kenmore has been pretty much just houses, residential, and then this little strip, kind of a commercial strip over here. I'll take you down there along Highway 522, Bothell Way. And that's where all the restaurants and activities were. And now that we have more high density stuff coming in, I think that'll be really great for supporting these local small businesses on the ground and really further enhancing the foot traffic and the sense of community that I was talking about further. So as we walk over there to the hangar that I'm going to show you, I just wanted to introduce myself. So I'm a real estate agent. My name is Emily Cressey. I was born and raised here in Seattle, and I actually live about like 10, 15 minute drive from here, depending on traffic, I guess. And so I love sharing these different neighborhoods because I have always thought, if I were moving to the area, what would I want to know? And browsing houses is one thing. Like, you can scan through a million houses online on those websites and kind of see what the houses look like, but really you're buying a whole community, right? Like, you're buying a neighborhood, you're buying a lifestyle, and you don't just want to buy a house. So you could have a beautiful house, but if it's in the wrong location, it's not close to work or the activities that you like, or you don't like the neighborhood for whatever reason, then you're not going to really be happy with where you are long term. So I kind of look at it as three factors. So there's the price of the house. That's usually kind of fixed. There's not a lot you can do about that. There's the location of the house, which is what we're talking about here as we feature different neighborhoods and that type of thing. And then there's also the style of the home. So if you knew that you wanted to be here in Kenmore, for example, but you didn't have $1 million to buy yourself a nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,000 square foot home, then maybe you'd buy something like this. Maybe you'd buy a condominium. Like I was saying, that I have a condominium. Maybe we'll walk over there later. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,000 square feet. It's priced at $420,000. So like not a bad price point for this area. And you get all of these amenities, including walking around to the coffee shops and things like this. So this is the place that I wanted to show you. So over here, this big glass building is called the Hangar, and there's a coffee shop in there and also board games and things like that. When for my nephew's birthday, he likes experiences rather than gifts, and so we gave him the experience of taking him out to coffee, and this was the place that my mom recommended that we come, and so we had a really cute time. There were other kids in there. People can hang out in there like it's a home office, and it also has this great courtyard area. So look at this. This is all a no car area. There's chairs and outdoor seating. They could have shows, like kind of amphitheater type events here. Over here, there it is. There's a bar with lights and kind of outdoor seating. This is a milk tea place right here. So there's a lot of things that they've done as they've built out the city, kind of city planning type stuff that helps encourage people to be able to spend time together. And I think that's kind of what makes the difference between feeling like you're in a neighborhood and a community, or whether you just live somewhere and people are always hopping into cars and kind of going wherever. I'm showing you this now. I don't know if you can see it. We might have to go closer. This is a little art statue here on the bench, and we'll sit down together. It's my buddy Hank Heron from the city of Kenmore, and so this is kind of like the fun local art, and you could see yourself taking a walk here. There are tons of dog walkers. There are, people out with their kids. There's a totem pole over here, and it's October. The rain has stopped momentarily, and I just thought this would be a great time to get you out here to take a look at Kenmore. So I'm coming up onto 68th, which is kind of one of the main drags. There aren't too many blocks, it's not a very long downtown area, but there are some big stores here, and this is one of the main streets. So we've got Taco Time over there. We've got the Rite Aid, which is a big drugstore, and then just a couple of blocks down is, so that way, Bothell Way, Kirkland, Lake Washington, and so it's just a couple of blocks that way, and then that's where you get to the lake, and that's pretty much it. So just trying to give you a sense of the scope for how much downtown we're talking about. I see there's a Jimmy John's over there. There are a lot of dentist shops on this street. There's a library if we go in this direction. You can see there's a car wash, there's a storage place. And this is the Kenmore City Hall. They've got the rainbow steps going. They've got the solar panels on top. They've got the Washington state flag, which is that green one, and the United States, obviously, and then the Kenmore city flag as well. So that's really fun. Again, over here is the City Hall. And then we've got Zeke's Pizza. This is the Flyway leasing office if you wanted to rent in Kenmore. This is a great central location here. And we're pretty much wrapping up the main drag, but I wanted to show you there's some new construction condos going in over here, and I'll highlight those to you. And then I'm gonna have you jump in the car with me, and I did some driving around earlier with, actually I was doing a recon for this listing. So whenever I list a property, to kind of know how much it's gonna cost, how we should price it, I look at other homes that have sold recently. And so I drive around looking at those and kind of comparing them to my subject property. Here's another dentist place. So you can see on this street, well, a lot of what they're doing now with new construction here, Bothell Landing does the same thing. A lot of all throughout Seattle is they're trying to have this walkable retail level on the ground floor, so that this is all shops. They have the big wide sidewalks that have gone in, and then upstairs sometimes they'll have office, and sometimes they'll have residential. So like over there, it has lofts and flats, and then over here has the doctor's office. So it could go either way, but they're really trying to maintain this aura of walkability, which means that you have to have somewhere to walk to. Like you have to have a reason to be out here on the street walking toward things. So we see a lot of this. Here's another building, residential, somewhat high rise. So as we get back here, you can see some condominiums. You see the sign. And then my condo that I have listed is the next block down. So it's totally walkable. And one really cool thing that I didn't even mention, you can walk from this location just down there, like 4 or 5 blocks down that way, and you'll get to not only Lake Washington, but the Burke-Gilman Trail, which is like a 20-mile walking and biking trail. It goes toward the University of Washington. It goes toward Redmond. So it's a really nice, like if you want to exercise and actually run or do some mileage on your bike, it's a really great flat, which is a good thing in Seattle. We don't get flat everywhere. It's a great place to go. And then over here, kitty corner, is the new construction that's coming in. So we have condos and townhomes, again, always going toward high density. That's the name of the game right now. And we're putting these in. I believe the price points are between $700,000 to $900,000 for a townhouse. Maybe they have some condos for $500,000, but I don't want you to buy those. I want you to buy mine. But you might see this after mine is already sold. So don't worry about that too much. And then right here is the sign for this little park. That's the City Hall Park, and it's this kind of pocket park over here. So they've got the skateboard area here, and then some grassy area over there. And it's just kind of a nice place to take your kids. The little kids can bike around on these things. And then this area is the parking for the City Hall. That's the back of the City Hall right there. And these are just really fun kind of painted utility boxes. So instead of having just like a gray or green box, they have a little picnic area here. So it's a great way, to have something to do. And I did see somebody get hurt there, but you know, these things happen, etc. So anyway, yeah, this is Kenmore, and hope you're getting a little bit of a sense of the downtown. Lots of restaurants. They have little mom and pops. They have brand name places. Like I said, Taco Time, Papa John's. They have a Jiffy Lube, oil change place, the Zeke's Pizza. Lots of dentists. They do have condos, and mostly condos and apartments sort of here in this little area. Kenmore actually extends further south. It goes across 522 and down by Lake Washington. So this is not all of Kenmore. This is just the part of Kenmore that I frequent. I just got my hair cut around the corner, which is why I'm out here. And it's just a nice little town. So if you're thinking about something that has everything you need errands wise, that has a walkable downtown, it's not as expensive as Kirkland and some of these places on the east side that have just gotten crazy expensive, and it has good access to Seattle. So not great, but definitely doable. You're feeling pretty close in, and if you don't need to go to just the east side all the time for work, if you need to go to both, or if you sometimes go to Seattle, this is a reasonable place. So there are all sorts of different people that live here. It's now gotten fairly pricey, but it's a great neighborhood. Has a lot of amenities, has a lot of residential stuff that we didn't really get into today, but I wanted to show you kind of the meat and potatoes of the community. And then we're at the Rite Aid now, but you can see right there, that's the Jiffy Lube, and that street is Highway 522. So that's the busy street. And on the other side is the Burke-Gilman Trail with all the biking and the parks. One of my favorite parks that I go to a lot with my kids actually is called Log Boom Park. Log Boom with an M at the end. And it was used for transporting logs. Like when Western Washington was getting founded, they actually have a sign about their history and everything. When Western Washington was getting founded and they did a lot of forestry here, they would use the waterways to transport the logs. And so I think this must have been one of the way stations for the logging. So anyway, they've just remodeled it in the last couple years. They brought in sand. They have boat rentals. It's along the bike trail. So we usually park in Lake Forest Park, and then we walk there, and it's really nice. It's luxury homes all along there to look at, and just a fun place to hang out on a sunny day. Hopefully a sunny day. It's actually really sunny right now. The sun is in my eyes and it's also raining on me, so welcome to Seattle. You've got the teriyaki place, you've got the pet food place, you've got the Wells Fargo, the UPS store, the eye doctor, the teriyaki, and here's 522. This is Bothell Way. You can see the plywood supply. That's probably there since before. It's probably there as part of the original wood industry stuff. There's also a gravel mill here where they grind up rocks to make gravel and to make concrete products and things. There's Kenmore Air, which is a little airplanes that take off in the water, so you can take a little puddle jumper, as they call them, to Victoria, BC, which is up in Canada, a little island in Canada, or someplace in the islands, the San Juan Islands. It's just got to have some water where they can land on a big enough lake. Anyway, I'm about back to where I started. I just wanted to thank you for joining. Thank you for watching me. Hopefully learning some things about Kenmore and getting to see the sights of it. If you have any questions about this area or other areas, feel free to visit me. You know, what I usually do when I meet people from my YouTube channel is we just jump on a Zoom call. We'll do a little video chat. So you can ask all your questions about Seattle, and if you have any questions about buying a home, etc., I'd be happy to answer those. Some people do it like coming out next week to look at property and we want you to show us around, and some people say I'm a year out from my move, we're still evaluating whether Seattle is right for us, we need your advice. You know, wherever you are on that spectrum is totally fine. So I'm here to help. You can visit me on my website, homeproassociates.com. You can schedule yourself on my calendar for a call, and I would love to see you. And until then, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and ask any questions you might have in the comments. I do try to answer those. Do try to take your suggestions for new videos or places that you might want to see. And yeah, so that's it. Until then, I'll see you on the next video.